Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. Now, first off, before we start, I want to remind everyone that we do have the Super Nintendo Classic giveaway going on. So make sure you enter into that. It is on our YouTube channel. It came out this past week. After the video, I will leave it in the description. It's not there right now, but after the video, I will leave it in the description. So make sure to check out for that. Also, I want to let you know that if you have ever wanted to get some merch from the YouTube Tech Guys, so like the Rigsby mug and all of that kind of stuff, right now there is a 20% off site-wide going on right now. All you need to do is enter in the code SWEET20. This will expire tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you do want to get any YouTube Tech Guy merch, go ahead, check out our link in the description down below right now, and it's just SWEET20, and that'll get you 20% off site-wide. So anything you want to get from the YouTube Tech Guy website will be available there. So make sure to check it out and support the channel. Alright, now let's get on with the mobile news for the week. And as you see here, one is a big patent, which is using a technology that we've seen before, but in a very different way and in a very different approach. And that is the possible Galaxy X phone coming in here. And this is really interesting because this patent shows how they could do a foldable phone kind of like a clamshell. So really kind of interesting. When I really was seeing it before, it's a very interesting concept. I like still the idea more of two phones into a tablet. So basically, I like the idea of basically going like this and opening it up into a big tablet display. Now, we see something, and when I see something, I mean loosely, something like this with the Axon M. However, I want it with, of course, absolutely no bezel in the middle. It's going to be, and that's what this is. This Galaxy X patent shows that a hinge will be on the back, but on the front, it's going to be nothing but display. So it's a very interesting concept. I happen to think that the Axon M would be great for dual screens, meaning kind of multitasking. So if you want to watch YouTube on one screen and like navigation on another screen, you can do that. That's the whole aspect of this phone. And that's what we can get with something like this, where you can have one widescreen app and another widescreen app, and it does another level with split screen. So that's the whole idea I think Samsung has with this, but we'll have to wait and see if and when this comes out, which we are still expecting this to come out at the end of 2018 along with the Galaxy Note 9. That's when we're expecting the Galaxy X to come out. If it looks like this or if it doesn't, I'm not sure, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you guys think this will be what the Galaxy X looks like, or is this what you would want it to look like? Let me know in the comment section down below. Alright, now we have two different patents talking about the pressure sensitivity and display fingerprint reader in the display. Now these are two different patents on two different types of technology that Samsung was awarded. Now the whole idea behind this, of course, is we are definitely going to get this technology with the Note 9, but some people are saying that we might even get it as soon as the S9. Now the S9 will come out in February or March, and that's a really interesting idea to get it for this kind of price. It's really an interesting concept. So to get this one for it, I think it's a really interesting idea. Now this is the kind of one we all want, just built into the display. You can't see it, you just know it's there when a home button is there. However, this one is the one that we might be getting. So here's a really interesting concept because it essentially is like the Essential phone. So for those of you who have seen the Essential phone, it has like a little circle at the top of it where the camera is. Well, that essentially will be the fingerprint. So it will have kind of like a small circle right here, and then you put your finger on it, and that's the fingerprint reader. So it's not going to be clean, I would say, but this is a possibility that we might get on the S9. And I would say if we're gonna get one of these on the S9, I would say this is more likely to get on the S9, and the other one without that little bump on the display would be what we're getting with the Note 9. Now this is very curious. How much would a little bump, a black spot on your display cause you? Kind of like the iPhone X notch or the essential little bump. How much would that annoy you? Could you be okay with that, or do you really want to wait till we get it again without it being seen in the display? Let me know what you guys think. I think, again, this is a possibility for the S9. I think this is what we're getting for the Note 9. That's my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, now we are going to talk about Google finally addressing the screen dilemma they have. So first and foremost, they are investigating it. They have given now a 2-year warranty on their phones, which is great, awesome. But in terms of the screen burn-in, they're saying they're looking into it, so they're looking into the screen burn-in issue. And they are saying that the software will fix the brightness issues on the display. And I have good news for you guys, actually. We have gotten a hold of an app from APK Mirror, and we are going to do a video on that tomorrow morning. I actually recorded a video. It was supposed to go up today morning, but the white balance was really off on that video, so I was like, scrap it, and I'll just re-record it tonight, so it'll go up tomorrow morning. But we have an app that fixes the Pixel 2 XL's display in terms of the color vibrancy issue. It is now much more vibrant. It's not necessarily on the level of a Samsung display, but it is far better than an IPS display. So to give you a kind of idea of where it's at right now, more in line with the V30 now than ever, basically. Now, that being said, when I say more in line with the V30, you still have the blue tint issue. That is not going away. That is not going to be fixed. So that cannot be fixed with the software update, but the color issue can be fixed with a software update, which has been proven by this app. So that'll go up tomorrow, and I'll give you the link and everything for that tomorrow. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and that video will be up tomorrow morning, and the review will be up tomorrow night. So we're finally going to go, now that I have this update, I think the review is going to go a much different way than it might have gone before. So make sure to stay tuned for the review coming out tomorrow. Camera comparisons coming later this week, by the way, for the Pixel 2 and the Note 8. So that camera comparison, I know you guys have been asking for it. And also the battery life video for the Pixel 2. We might go more in depth with it, but still debating on that right now if you guys want a battery life video on it like we did for the Note 8. And guess who's going back to court? Apple and Samsung are going back to the same court case that has been active since the end of the S2 and the beginning of the Galaxy S3. Yeah, that's right. That's how long this court case has been going on, and it continues to go on. Of course, it has gone down dramatically since 2012, which was 5 years ago. It's gone down now to only 400 million, and they're trying to decide if it will even go less. So it could even go lower than that. It was originally over $1 billion, and now it's 400 million. Now, you might think that, like, oh my god, this is just so much time, and it is. It's really crazy. It's honestly something that it doesn't happen anymore, but this was one legal battle that kept going on, and if you wonder why this ended, by the way, it's because of what Google did to stop Apple from ever doing this again. For those of you who don't know, Google bought Motorola. The reason they bought Motorola was not because of the hardware. As we know, they sold it to Lenovo just, I think, 2 years after they bought it. Now, the big reason why they actually bought Motorola is because Motorola has patents on cell phones. Like, you cannot really go against Motorola in a patent war on cell phones because they can stop you from selling cell phones. But that's not good for business for anyone. But Apple at the time was going after Samsung, they were going after LG, and they were going after HTC. HTC to this day pays Apple per every phone they have sold that has a similar design to theirs. So that being said, it has gone on and on and on. Google basically put a stop to it though, and said, like, we're buying Motorola. We now have the biggest war chest when it comes to a patent war for smartphones. So everyone back off, or else we'll use these patents. That's basically what happened behind closed doors. That being said, no one has ever sued anyone for patents since this era. But this is the last of this era, and it is coming to a head. Hopefully, finally, it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and now it's going back down to talk about how much it's going to be paid. But this was that whole thing, if you heard about years ago, when people said, oh yeah, I heard Samsung paid Apple $1 billion in pennies. It never happened, because this is that same case that has been going on since 2012. So just a little bit of history on how long this has been going on and why this is no longer happens in the smartphone world. It's just because Google holds the key to all smartphone patents when it comes to antennas, when it comes to making calls, when it comes to everything in general. You need those patents to exist, basically, in the modern era of a cell phone. And finally, we have the last big news, and that was an exclusive from Android Authority on the first glimpse of the OnePlus 5T. Now guys, I am really excited for this phone. I am hoping we get it. We didn't get our phone from OnePlus. We got it from our friends at GearBest before, so I don't know if we're going to be able to get it this time again. But the OnePlus 5T is a phone that is amazing. It looks like it's going to have all the best of what we had from the OnePlus 5, which again, if you remember the OnePlus 5, it still, with its 8 gig RAM version, outclasses most smartphones, including the high-end flagships, with the speed test. However, the OnePlus 5T is a very interesting design because it's going to have a more modern design, and if it brings the same higher end specs, it will be interesting for the price to see how it goes down. I'm very interested in this phone. It's honestly one that I'm really interested in, so I can't wait to test it. But I mean, we have this phone coming out, we have the Huawei Mate 10 coming out, and then we also, of course, have the Razer phone coming out, all within the next week. So that's really big news. I can't wait to test out all these new smartphones. Hopefully we get as many as we can. As you guys always know though, if you message them on social media, whichever one you want us to review, message at OnePlus, at Huawei Mobile USA, and at Razer, and tell them to send us the phones, because we hope to review them for you guys so we could really see which are the best phones for the rest of the year. Alright guys, now let's get to your questions in the comment section down below. Again, if you guys have any questions you want to ask, just ask them in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright, let's go ahead and check it out. I'm never gonna give you up. Alright. Just rickrolling me at the first line. Alright. Did you pre-order the iPhone X? Yes, I did pre-order the iPhone X, and we are supposed to be getting it November 17th through the 28th, which worries me because they're not shipping on Thanksgiving, so that's the 23rd. So I might get it the 24th, but I don't know. It's going to be some time between those dates, so we'll have to wait and see when I actually get it. So do you think the Pixel 3 will have wireless charging? The Pixel 3 damn well better have wireless charging. I mean, that was the biggest miss that, in my opinion, the Pixel has. Just because, again, if Samsung and Apple, the biggest smartphone players in the game, have wireless charging, and you want to go price point to price point with them, you better have every feature they have. And then some to compete. You don't. So that is a big issue in my opinion when it comes to the Pixel XL2. Hello there. Hello. What do you think of... Oh, what do you think of the girl getting her father fired over showing the iPhone X? So, in a way, I think it's cruel. Like, in a way, it wasn't the father that did it, but... did he know this girl was doing it? And this girl, from what I understand, like when I saw and I looked her up from, like, I wanted to see, she did a video on that her video got pulled, or not that her video got pulled, but that her father got fired over the video. That video was no longer there. The original iPhone X video was no longer there, at least on that channel. Now I'm not sure if she has 2 channels or something like that, but this is a grown woman. I mean, she had like a wedding and all this kind of stuff. So this is a grown person. So here's the thing. There is a reason why Apple does this, and that's because, you know, they have their reviewers that they love to highlight and that they want to give the first reviews to. So how companies do reviews basically is with the higher end YouTubers. I'm talking about The Verge, The Engadget, the Phone Arena, the MKBHD, the Unbox Therapy, Average Consumer, all you know, all the ones that are making one video and getting 1 to 5 million views, right? For these kind of reviewers, they want these review sites to have the first videos. And it's an interesting concept because you have seen even websites like Phone Buff even accuse the manufacturers of basically this is how they pay for good advertising. And because it's like, oh, you know, they reviewed a Samsung phone unfavorably one year. They didn't get early access the next year. And he was like, he felt it was because of that, you know, he reviewed it negatively. And it is a possibility. Look, you are getting this phone early, so maybe they want to, you know, massage you into the fact that, look, you want to get this phone early and everything. However, I feel that there is a point where you can get too big to fail kind of thing, where if CNET doesn't get it early, they could possibly address you unfavorably. Or if, you know, The Verge, or, well, The Verge would never address Apple unfavorably, Jesus Christ. But, like, you know, there are those websites that might favor certain ones favorably. And you don't want to not give a phone to possibly like Unbox Therapy or MKBHD, or not invite them to an event, because then it's like you're missing out on a person that has such a wide audience. So I do feel that some reviewers are too big to fail in the sense where they're going to get everything from a manufacturer that they ask for, just because if they don't also want to poke the bear, so to speak. So that is my kind of thing on it. So because of that, Apple wants these people to get it first. And when this girl gets it before everyone else, it's the same kind of policy that, you know, if I worked for Apple or if I worked for Samsung or if I worked for any of these companies, right, and I started my own YouTube channel and I showed all these videos off before time, well, they aren't gonna like that because I'm using my inside information to get something that they didn't approve of. So I understand why Apple did it, but I still think it's a bit cruel, and I still think it's gotten them some bad publicity. So I wouldn't be... It's interesting, right? You don't want to set a precedent that employees can do this, but you also don't want this negative press that Apple has gotten because of doing this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I think Apple might hire him again and have it at a warning or at a lower pay or something along those lines, but this guy was not unfairly terminated by any means by what Apple's guidelines are, if that makes sense, because he did have a video done beforehand, and that's the whole thing about this. So it's a very interesting gray area, and personally, I just think the girl shouldn't have done it. That's honestly my opinion, that if the girl, it would be one thing if the dad did it, right? If the dad did it, then he took his own responsibility for it, and I'm sure the girl got permission from the dad, but the girl shouldn't have put him in that position, if that makes sense. What do you feel, I'm guessing, about the iPhone X? Would you get it, and also the Note 8 better than the iPhone X? So it is hard to say without getting it. I will say that the Note 8, in my opinion, is better than the iPhone 8 Plus, comparing to the iPhone X. So, well, okay, let's see. You're getting an OLED display, you're getting a lower battery life, and you're getting the face unlock, which I'm still not convinced it's going to be the best thing ever, but we'll wait and see, and we'll test it out. Hi, Ricky. It's my birthday. Great show as always. Quincy, happy birthday, man. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time to see you and watch on your birthday. That means a lot. Should I buy the Pixel 2 XL due to the blue hue on the screen? Again, so that doesn't bother me that much. I wouldn't have bought it for the vibrancy issue, but now that that's been fixed through an app, I would say it's a phone worth buying. Essential phone, goodbye at $500. I like the friends and family discount that has it at $300. For $500, it's good, but I would easily pick the OnePlus 5 over it, in my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see. And there's going to be a lot of new phones coming out in the next week or so, and some might be around the $500 price range, so I wouldn't get it now. I need to get some Tide. Thanks for reminding me the ads on the Galaxy ads. Oh, the Galaxy ads popped up and told you when. Apple's app carrier verification crashed during my pre-order. Have to wait till November 17th. Dude, that pre-order thing was a mess entirely. I mean, Apple really should prepare better for it, to be honest. It's something like, you have this big new campus with all these new servers, and you can't upgrade them to really handle the demand for it. And don't get me that the demand was so high because, let's face it, you could have put more resources into doing that. You know, use more farms, use what you need to, but they should have had better. They didn't really want to, so we got what we get every year. Did Apple shortchange the iPhone X supply? When will they have a good enough supply so you can go into a store and buy one? January or February, from what we're hearing now. December is still going to be a gray area. It won't be till about January, February till you can go into a store and buy it. It is better than the previous thoughts of it being till March, but we'll have to wait and see. Greetings, YouTube tech guy. I wanted to just pop in for a second and show my mom the stream. Thanks for the case and the phone. Oh, congratulations, Quiet Storm. Glad you finally got the phone and the case, and hope you enjoy the memory card as well. Samsung person at Best Buy says S9 April. They don't know, to be honest. Samsung people at Best Buy are a third party from Mosaic, so they don't really get that kind of information. They get ideas about it, but they're also saying that so you can buy the Note. Samsung has come out in April before, but that is late for them typically. I don't see it going as far back as April, in my opinion. And the people that I know that actually work for Samsung directly have said it probably won't be in April. Hello, Ricky from Albi. So before this happens, let's get the rules down because people talked about it last week. So if you have a drink, I have just coffee. But if you have a drink, we did start a new drinking game last week, and every time I said, "Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded," that's when you're supposed to drink a sip, not a whole drink. I'm just saying a sip. If you're doing shots or anything like that, hey, be safe. All right, now let's keep going with the questions. Hello, Rick from Albany. Hello. What are those discount websites and apps for electronics? Is one named Geek? I have never used to be honest, a specific websites for discounts on apps and electronics. If you can find one, please leave it in the comment section. The main thing I use is a website called slickdeals.net. And they offer every deal that's going on the internet, basically, when it comes to electronics and lots of other things. But I filter it so it's mainly electronics. And that's how I found out about all the deals. They cover a great Black Friday coverage, too. So really good overall. I use that website overall. I do use, I think, blackfriday.com or blackfriday.net. I forget which one for Black Friday specifically. But my day-to-day, I check slickdeals.net twice a day just to see what's on sale. Like they had a lot of video games were on sale, buy one, get one free at Target yesterday. So again, ones like that come up right away, you can get them right away. In your opinion, why is Samsung and Google not playing nice with each other and working together like Samsung and Qualcomm and Microsoft? Samsung is far the biggest reason why Android is huge. I do agree with that. And honestly, it's not that they play horribly together. It's just that both companies want to play in each other's field. Samsung wants to play more and more in software. Google wants to play more and more in hardware. And it's just because of that they are competitors by nature, but they also work together. I mean, if you think about it, the same thing happens with Samsung and Apple. Like, we were talking about $400 million to settle this court case, right? Apple paid Samsung over $13 billion last year in parts. So, I mean, $4 million for a whole legal battle action is honestly a discount. I mean, it's really interesting when it comes to these companies, and the reason why like Samsung developed their own operating system, Tizen, is so that they don't have to pay Google per, 5 cents or 10 cents or 15 cents, whatever it is. I don't know what the actual amount is, but to sell $100 smartphones in countries like India or in China or anywhere where they want to sell really inexpensive smartphones, that's why you get Tizen smartphones. But overall, would I be happier if they worked together more? Yes, I would love to get Google Maps on my Samsung smartwatch. That is something that would be great to have. I still think Tizen on a smartwatch is better compared to Android Wear overall, but I do think that it misses on things like that. I would love to have my Google Assistant instead of S-Voice, but these are things that one day we'll hopefully get, but at least not yet. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Did you guys do that on purpose? I feel like that was done on purpose. Alright. The circle thing looks bad. Rather it be on the back. I do not think Samsung will put their fingerprint scanner on the back at this point, but we'll see. I actually like the notch on the Essential phone and the iPhone X. Really like it, okay. Can't find the Rigsby mug. If you click on the left side of the store, so let me actually, I can bring it up. Oops, that is not the store, that is, hold on, let me search it for you. While I search it, I will find another, okay. So, whoops. Now you guys are seeing the chat. 20% off the site. Okay, so here's the site. So basically, if you go under departments, under all departments, you can actually go to bags, home decor, or whatever you want to. So I want to say it's under home decor. Yep, home decor is all the mugs and the pillows and the coasters and all that kind of stuff. So basically you can just choose whichever one you want. So you can just go by here. And you can choose the kind of mug you want. Tall, standard, mug, travel, tall, whatever you're looking for. You have it all there. So yeah, you can get like a shot glass kind of thing. So yeah, that is how you find all of it, and just depending on what you're looking for. All right, and again, with the link SWEET, just so you can see it, SWEET20, you'll get 20% off today and tomorrow. So get it now. All right. Verizon sold me an iPad and it has someone else's profile on it, and they keep telling me it's new. Do you think it's true? Even shows the last payment and upgrade date. No, I would completely take it back. Like, you're full of shit. This was BS that you actually sold this to me. Oh, I would throw such a fit. I would just be like, no. It had an account on it. I will make this public. Like, I'll post this everywhere. I'll, contact whatever news station or, whatever kind of thing. Like, they need to exchange that. That's bullshit. That's BS. It's not new. It was new in return maybe, but guess what? That's their fault. They need to send it back and they need to get charged for it. That's why they're not saying, that's why they're probably saying it's not new. It's because they get charged for sending things back sometimes. It's a nominal fee, but especially if you went to a Verizon dealer, they're trying to stiff you. So no, do not accept that. Get a new one. Not buying S9 if it has a fingerprint notch. Got it. Actually, I like the, okay. Still 5 to 6 weeks for an iPhone X. Plenty of stock. We'll see. Again, these are estimated weeks and they can go back further. For instance, when I got my Nintendo Classic, it gave me emails like, hey, we're having trouble shipping everything. We're pushing it back. And so, yeah, so it is possible for them to have an estimated date and for them not to reach that date. So just keep that in mind. What are you saying about merch? My cast is wonky. Oh, so yeah, I was just saying that our merch store, again, I just showed it right now, does have 20% off right now. So just sweet 20 will get you 20% off anything you want to buy. What wired or wireless headphones would you recommend under $300? Ooh, I mean, my Sony headphones are still awesome. I would show them to you, but my niece was using them earlier today. The Sony headphones I reviewed a little while back are good, and they are under I think they're under $200 now because they're the older version. So they're really good. It is hard to compare with the Bose 350. So if you can get the old model, which might be around $300 now, the QC30s or QC35s are still probably the best ones in my opinion for if you want the best of the best. Sennheiser Momentum 2s, I got those discounted for $200. Those are awesome too, but those would be the top 3 I would recommend right now. Did you pre-order the iPhone X? Yes. I wish the Note 8 had I wish my Note 8 had download booster. Does your carrier not support it? Possibly. That is a possibility. Every carrier is different with their support of Samsung software. That's why if you get the unlocked version, you don't have to deal with that garbage. iPhone X will be available on Apple stores Friday. Yes, Apple has said that. However, they failed to say how many. My guess is it's going to be a record low, just because, again, there was so many issues. I know that Apple said that there's no more issues with supply, but we see the 5 to 6 weeks. So although it's better than we expected, and again, it's better than we expected from last week even. So keep that in mind. It's definitely better. I still don't think it's going to be that many, and I think a lot of people are going to have this happen. So first of all, if you didn't know, Apple always plays kind of a cruel trick on most people. If you go into an Apple store on launch day, they have, just to give you an idea, on a carrier store, right? On a carrier store, say AT&T, which will get the most phones compared to Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint. AT&T gets the most phones from Apple. So that being said, say a phone gets 100 phones, right? That's actually probably too many for this. That's like an Apple store might get 100 phones or so. But let's go to like a carrier store, right? Say a carrier store gets 30 phones. 10 of those phones, maybe even 15, maybe half, but usually it's less than half, gets the 64 gig version. The rest, guess what they have to get? The bigger version. Even if they didn't want it, they are stuck getting the bigger version. And you camped out for a week. You camped out for a couple of days. Are you not going to buy the bigger version just because you have to pay $180 more? No, you're going to get the bigger version. So they do that they do that purposefully. So out of 100, maybe there might be 50 on average, but you do get more of the bigger storage than you do get the smaller storage, and that's because they know you're going to buy it. So that is a whole other thing too, so keep that in mind as well for launch date people. Why doesn't Samsung have recently deleted photos folder like Apple? Such a pain to recover deleted photos. Do you have this issue? No, but I have automatic backup to Google Photos, which if you don't, you should. It's unlimited backup on your photos for free. why don't you have it? No, but we've done plenty of videos on it. Google Photos is the best thing to have on Apple or on Google. It backs up your photos as soon as you get into a Wi-Fi location. So if ever I delete anything or if my phone is wiped out, I honestly don't care. Everything on my phone has been backed up several times through different services, but my photos and videos are always backed up on Google Photos. So I don't care if I lose my phone for most purpose. I mean, I pretty pissed off if I lost my phone. Don't get me wrong. But in terms of like, did I lose anything? No, I have never lost anything if my phone would crack or if it would go bad, because everything is backed up. How can you patent a phone? You don't patent a phone, you patent the technology that makes a phone. So you patent basically all of there was once a patent on a call device with a cellular signal. That is patented. All these things patent at one point, and Motorola, of course, has them all because Motorola was the first company that brought us our first cell phone. So they have all the patents on all this kind of stuff. Hey, Ricky, my Note 8 is waking up randomly. No new notifications, drive me crazy. How can I find out what app is causing this? You can go into safe mode and then just see if it happens. If it doesn't happen, then it means an app is causing it, and then you unfortunately have to just figure out which app it is. The other thing I would say is that make sure your, let's see, it's something under display, I want to say, so let's check this out. If we go under settings, go under display, and then do it's something to the effect at the very bottom. It's something to the effect of block accidental touches or something touch sensitivity, something along those words. Basically, that it prevents it from going off in your pocket. I wish more phones had this. Every time I have a phone that doesn't have this, it gets annoying because yeah, it'll go off in my pocket, and I'm just like, oh my god, you just wasted a bunch of battery life. Let's see. Have you ever tried modded YouTube app called OG YouTube? Nice screen off, play, no ads. Only thing you can't get is 18:9 full screen for S8 and Note 8. You can download videos and are required. No, I haven't actually ever tried that out, but I have YouTube Red, so most of those things you said I can do. I can download videos. I can also have no ads. I have YouTube Red for free because I use Google Play Music for $8 a month, and it has all my music in the cloud, up to 20,000 songs for free. So, and then you get all the streaming stuff, of course, too. But I use it because then I use it with my Google Home and everything, so it works for me. But that would be a good app for a lot of people. It would not be any use to me, though, especially because then I get the full screen video with my Note 8. Buying my first product from Bose that had... Derek, what product from Bose has Bluetooth 5.0? As far as I know, there are no products that have Bluetooth 5.0 still on the speaker or headphone side, so I'd love to know which one has it first. Oh, yeah, well, a patent... So, just to give you an idea, there was a patent for a car originally. So you're saying, how can you patent phones? I mean, there's not a patent for cars. There was once. It ran out. Patents end. There are patents that eventually end. So that is the whole thing. But yes, there was a patent for, there was patents for cars, all that kind of stuff. There was a combustion engine was patented. The light bulb was patented. All these things were patented for a long time. Have you heard of Google Camera with HDR plus APK for the Note 8? No. But that is interesting, right? Could their software be better than Samsung's? I would want to try that out, and now I have to. That's a really interesting concept. Do you prefer chamfered edges, or something like the Samsung that does on Galaxies? I prefer curved edges like Samsung does. That infinity quote-unquote display does really bring an immersion that's really great. Why doesn't the Moto Z2 Play Droid have screen mirroring? I think you asked that last week. I'm not sure why, but if you do a Chromecast, you can do screen mirroring that way. You just have to download the Google Home app and have it that way. But it could be that Motorola just saw that as a feature that they didn't need to add to save money on their software development, and that's why they did it. It's a sucky reason. I'm not saying it's a good one, but that's probably why. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Where is everything? Oh, could you have a green screen background of a Swedish spa sweat room and with some naked men? No, I can't. I'm using adaptive sound settings on the Note 8. It sounds amazing. Does using the equalizer at the same time cancel the adaptive sound? Yes, the equalizer will cancel the adaptive sound. At least, yeah, no, it does. It does. If I remember correctly, it did when I did. I just always use adaptive sound because it's far better. So yeah, use that. The iPhone X is using was unveiled over a month ago. I'm still having a hard time pronouncing the iPhone 10. I don't call it the iPhone 10. I'll never call it the iPhone 10. It's the iPhone X. Fuck you, Apple. Note 8 home button stopped working when switched to 16:9 Smart View. Hope they get a fix. Stops working when you get a 16:9 Smart View. Oh, when you put it to a TV? I've done screen mirroring to a TV and it worked fine and I could still use the home button. But I do have the unlocked version, so just to say that, I mean, I'm not sure if you're having issues with it, but I've done it and I've switched it from, I've actually specifically switched it from 18:9 to 16:9 because it was kind of out of whack then on my TV. So I have done it and it worked. Not sure. Since the Pixel 3 will probably go all glass for wireless charging, how do you think Google will pull Pixel 2 tone look? Why not have, you can actually just flip it. So right now, let me get it out of this case. So why not just flip this? Have glass here, metal here. That solves it. If Google would have done that, we would have got wireless charging this year. But they didn't. So that's what all you have to do though. Glass here, metal here. Problem solved. Do you think Apple will ever make a 2-in-1 MacBook? As of right now, no. The reason why they won't do it is because Apple, they do not want touchscreen, which I still think is stupid. I still think there's plenty of times when a Mac OS would be beneficial for touchscreen, especially because on a laptop, I mean, look, I understand not making your whole OS touchscreen because it's no use on a desktop. I really feel it's, unless you're an artist, there's no use for a touchscreen on a desktop. But there is so much precedent on why it's better on a laptop, and I use it all the time on my Surface. So yeah. In my opinion, it's censorship. So we're talking about the girl getting censored for the whole Apple thing. Maybe the girl complained about the phone. Just saying, if she did complain about the phone, that would be a reason why Apple would be like, your daughter is not only leaking information, but she's saying bad things about it. Oh, that would be pissed. That, like, she better have praised the iPhone X. So that's all the big reviewers kissing Google's ass about the Pixel XL. Well, you'll see my review tomorrow. I didn't get a Google XL from Google, so you'll see my review. She didn't complain. She loved it. So she did love it, actually. Your thoughts on Microsoft discontinuing the Kinect? I still use mine as a TV control. I think it's great for as a TV control, to be honest. When someone asked me a couple of years back, actually, my old boss, Kelly, if you ever watch, actually asked me, which one should I get, Xbox or PlayStation? And I told him, I'm like, look, Xbox, at the time, this was before Xbox X, so calm down if you're an Xbox fanboy. Xbox was the better media home entertainment device. because of the Kinect. It really made it, you could control it with your voice and all that stuff. It was better. And it did interact with your TV in a far better way. PlayStation was the better gaming console. Better games, more games, everything was better with it gaming-wise at the time. Calm down. All right, so but them taking that away really does mess it up. I could see where people like the Kinect for voice commands, but I think Microsoft just needs to jump on either the Cortana thing they have with Harman Kardon, or integrating with Google Home, or with Alexa, and really getting more voice commands that way, so you can still control your TV using your Xbox through their speaker instead. And the new Chromebook, the thing is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, that new Chromebook, I told you guys, I think it's overpriced. I did ask for Samsung. I did ask for Google to send it to us. They have not really mentioned it, so I'm guessing they won't. But, you know, that's what it is, Do you think innovation in the mode sector has flatlined? In the modes? Oh, mobile section has flatlined. No. The fact that we're talking about bendable phones coming out next year, the fact that, you know, we're going to get phones in the coming years that have really big batteries, that have bendable screens, so you can't break the glass. There is no glass to break anymore. Things like that are going to be a reinvention of innovation. I mean, just look at the displays this year and how everyone's going crazy over them. That is a step of innovation. Is it the biggest step? No, but screen being able to have a fingerprint under the screen, that's innovative. That is innovative. You know, yeah, iris scanner from last year on Samsung, face scanner this year from Apple. These things are innovating the way things have happened possibly before and in other operating systems, but they're innovating because, again, it's something new in a platform we never had before. What about the LG V30? Unfortunately, I never got the LG V30. We did ask LG to send it to us. They said, oh yeah, sure, we'll send it to you. Haven't gotten it. So, I can't say too much about it because I don't have it. Overall though, I think it's a really good phone. It has one of the best wide cameras out there, but from what I've heard from other YouTubers that I know and talk to, is that it's not the best at any one particular thing. Like, it doesn't have the best battery life. It has a good battery life. It doesn't have the best camera, but it has a really good camera. It is the only one with the widest lens, so it has that going for it, and it's the best audio out through a headphone jack if you're still using that. That's about it. Overall, there are better phones at the other categories out there, but those are the categories that it does well in, and so yeah, now you know. Oh, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. That's the third one, guys, if you're keeping count. Now I gotta find out. There's really a lot of questions just loaded. Oh, okay. Hi Ricky, keep up the good work, thank you. I hope you get the HTC U11 Plus. I'm really interested in that phone because of the speakers. I'm very interested in it as well. HTC unfortunately has never really responded to our asking of phones. So definitely, if you want us to get it, get on Twitter, oh, it's not here actually. Boom. Get on Twitter. Oh, just lost myself. All right, get on Twitter, get on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Or on any social media platform, tag me at the YouTube Tech Guy and say, hey, at HTC, send the YouTube Tech Guy U11 Plus, so hopefully we'll get it. Love the channel, great work, thanks Nightcrawler. I pre-ordered 2 with no problem. You pre-ordered 2 iPhone X's? That's impressive, actually. Most of the time they stop people from doing that. Do you think the Pixel 3 will keep the front-facing speaker? Google got a lot of praise for bringing them back, so it would be stupid. I think Google better keep the front-facing speakers. I mean, you did it already, and the front-facing speakers are awesome. There is no complaint about the front-facing speakers on that phone. My Note 8 crashes sometimes. Too many apps do so as well. Do you find this normal, or am I doing something wrong? You're doing something wrong, or some app is messing your phone up, because no, I never have a crash on my Note 8, and I guarantee you I have more apps than you. So yeah, there's something wrong there. Delete some apps and see what's causing the issue. What does the Pixel use? Who manufactured it? HTC manufactured most of the hardware. However, the screen on the Pixel, the screen on the Pixel 2 came from Samsung. The screen on the Pixel 2 XL came from LG. But HTC manufactured a lot of the hardware, and from there it goes to a lot of different companies. Who is the best protective, cool-looking case for the Note 8? Have you ever thought about doing a top 10? I did, actually. We mentioned that in the last Note 8 video that we did for Incipio cases. We are going to come up with the top... I was thinking top 5, but we could do a top 10, I guess. Cases for the Galaxy Note 8. That should be coming out, I believe, Friday. So yeah, it'll be coming out soon. DeckStation Note 8, have you tried it out? Mark. No, I did not. I honestly, again, I know people have been asking for it. I'm just not as interested in Decks. I will do it though, because until we get the iPhone X, we have kind of a slow time after we do all the Pixel videos this week. So, with that being said, yeah, I will get to it. It's just I started my new real estate job right now too, so that's taking up time. So, doing a lot right now. When is the iPhone X available in the Philippines? I am actually not sure about that. I just don't keep track of that. I believe the Pixel screens are manufactured by children with little fingers. That is messed up. Hi, YTTG. I never thought of how my name sounded, how it's shortened. The YouTube tech guy, YTTG. Do you just use TouchWiz Launcher, or do you use a specific one like... I use Nova Launcher. We are doing an app on that. One of my Instagram followers messaged me like, hey man, you said you were going to do a Nova Launcher video. So yes, I will do it. Getting on it. What is the best car charger? Well, I like the dual charger from Samsung because I have a Samsung smartphone generally as one of my 2 phones. And so it charges faster. And for the other phone, it uses Qualcomm Quick Charge 2.0. So that's the one I use. If you know, we are also reviewing a car mount with fast wireless charging this week. We finally found one that does have fast wireless charging, so we'll be covering that this week. Halloween, I know, right? Actually, it's my mother-in-law's birthday on Halloween, so we're gonna go see her probably for that. If you know more about the S9, then say tug your left earlobe. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you know any Android tablet with FM radio chip? Tablet? Not off the top of my head that I can think of the name tablet. I know a lot of smartphones, but no tablets that I can think of. Samsung doesn't want to license OS anymore. Yeah, they already make Tizen in their, well, look, they make Tizen in their smartwatches, in their TVs, and in some smartphones. Not their flagships, but in some smartphones. What do you think of Bixby 2.0? I hear a lot of good things about it, but Samsung, I feel, is kind of like saying ping right now, as you see a lot of sponsored videos coming from Bixby. Yeah. Having a really hard time getting my money back from Samsung. They charged me for a free promotion item with the purchase of 2 Note 8s. Any suggestions? Call them out on Twitter. Believe me, they really get at you when you call them out on Twitter on Samsung support. So try that. Google or Bixby. I'm not going to say the words before that, the okay or the hi. I thought I would hate it, but I'm loving me some Bixby. A lot of people do like Bixby. Bixby is not bad by any means. I just don't use its useful features. Yeah. I hate phone assistants. They can do one thing right for every 6 things they can't do. That's not too bad of an assessment. Are you using Nova Launcher Beta APK on Pixel 2 to get the Pixel 2 launcher? I do have a version of the Pixel 2 launcher on my Nova. So yeah, I do have like a Nova style, or sorry, a Pixel style on there. But in my opinion, this is better than what Google has. Samsung store is pretty sad. Are you talking about the store in New York or what store? They don't have an official store where they sell things. They do have like Samsung 1857, whatever the street name is. I don't know what the in New York, which is kind of like a showcase store, but not like a regular store. Or unless you're talking about the Samsung store inside of a Best Buy, which yeah, it's not that good. Tizen will never take off. Samsung needs to accept Android, and Google is Google's baby instead of making duplicate apps for everything. I totally agree on the duplicate app parts. I can't stand it. How appropriate. What is the 116 thing with Rigsby? So, as at least one person points out, probably much on every single video, our time is always stopped. And what time is that? That's 116. I'm a huge wrestling fan from yesteryear, so since everyone likes the Rigsby branding, and our clock is just perfect for this, we did Rigsby 116, and that's what it is. And the Rigsby is coming, it's pretty self-explanatory. Have you got any feelings on Samsung Chromebook Plus 12.3? Thinking about getting one, or should I go for the Pro, but it's a lot more money? I would not get the Pro. The Pro was only an M3. If I remember correctly, we were told at CES it would be an i3 or an M5. It's only an M3, so I don't really see it as necessary to upgrade to that one, to be honest. I would totally get the Plus. I would not get the Pro. Now keep in mind, CES is where they did announce it last year, so they might announce a new one at CES, which is in 2 months. Just saying. There is a good wireless charging for the car. We're reviewing it this week. It's from iAudi. When is the Gear 3 getting Tizen 3.0? We do not know yet, unfortunately. Do you believe that smartphones are going to stagnate at a point where they release every 2 years instead of release every year? No, I don't. It is the one thing that manufacturers will work to improve. Even if it's small improvements, they will still do it just because of the fact that it has been so successful. If you look at companies like Samsung, where their mobile division is such a huge part. If you look at Apple, it's such a huge part. The mobile division is what's making their money. And these are the billion richest, tech companies out in the market, is coming from, except for Google, which is all software based really, and ads, is Apple and Samsung. So when they're biggest selling hardware as the top billion dollar making companies in tech out there, yeah, they're going to keep doing it every year. Because can you imagine? It's like, oh, we just let, $50 billion pass us this year because we didn't want to make one. Like, no, they're not going to do that. Now, the interesting part is, I am interested in, once we get, plastic OLED displays without glass, because it's bendable. Once we get to that era, it's going to be really interesting to see if people will upgrade every year. Could we see a lower transition in terms of upgrading every year? Because I feel a lot of people do upgrade every year because their glass breaks and they're just like holding on to it till they can upgrade later that year. But what if that never happens? What phone are you leaning towards against phone of the year? I can't really say that right now because we have freaking 4 more phones coming out. We have the HTC U11 Plus. We have the OnePlus 5T. We have the Razer phone. We have the Huawei Mate 10. Those are 4 big phones. I don't know. Not necessarily a huge long shot, but enough developers and apps could hang in there at a low-cost device in a huge industry. Oh, I think you're talking about like Tizen and that kind of stuff. How many times do you use Bixby per day? I don't. I don't, honestly. I don't use Bixby per day. My two best friends, Rich and Wayne, use it on a daily basis. I don't. I have a lot of friends that like it. I forget about it. I really do. So yeah. Rick, are you a gamer? Are you getting an Xbox X? I am a gamer, but I am not getting an Xbox X. I've always been a PlayStation guy, never been an Xbox guy. For the most part, I still believe that I have a high-end PC, right? I have a high-end PC that could dwarf the Xbox, even the Xbox X in terms of processor and all that, and graphics and all that stuff. So that being said, most Xbox games I can get on PC, if not right away, later. There are very few Xbox exclusives that do not come to PC. So I've never had the need to play Xbox. Right now, I'm finishing up the gaming review for WWE 2K18. I'm currently playing South Park Stick of Truth, and then I still have two games over here, Marvel vs. Capcom, that I have not opened up. And I'm still playing Destiny 2 as well. So I have thought about it, and I'm going to bring this up on a video later this week on expanding into more territories with this channel. But I want to hear you guys' feedback on it, so we'll see how that goes. When did you use Bixby? How many times were you intending to? Again, I did use Bixby a lot in the beginning, but I kind of got over it. And I feel like that's what most users tend to do with Bixby. They'll use it in the beginning, but unless they really have a feature they like. I still use it for, hey Bixby, auto adjust this photo. That's what I'll use it for. If I just want to auto adjust a photo, it is quicker to just say auto adjust and to tap auto save. It's quicker to say it. So that's the one time I use Bixby. And if you don't know how to do that, check out our 10 best features of Bixby video. Make sure you take a screenshot of other person's account to show them as well. I love your channel. Can I make a music app I downloaded from the Play Store, my default music choice? Depending on the phone, not all phones let you do it, unfortunately. What's up, Ricky? Monoprice is what I use for audio, for any audio and video tech. Monoprice is great, although I just use Amazon now. I use Monoprice for a long time, but now I started using Amazon for my cables and stuff. I'm assuming that's what you mean for. Do you have data? How many units of iPhone X per order? No, I do not. They have not released anything yet on the iPhone X data. Oh my, I think I triggered. Oh. Let's remove that. Love my Note 8 doing. Anybody upping the phone processor? I haven't heard of that updating the phone processor. I would have to look that up. Why do you ignore certain posters? Seems like you play favorites. I try not to ignore any posters. It's just some people, I get to it eventually. And if you're talking about profanity or whatever, fuck them. I mean, I'm not just going to go over that. But I try to cover every poster. Again, it just takes a while sometimes. You might think like, oh, he hasn't commented on me yet, but I have a lot of comments here. Any word on Bluetooth 5.0 earbuds or headphones? As far as I know, no. 10 units per store. Is that verified straight to you tech? 10 units per store is ridiculously small. That's insane. For the iPhone X. This is my opinion. The father knew what the girl was doing. Therefore, he is guilty as she shouldn't have made the video public knowing he would definitely get fired for that. Yeah, I can understand that. If you if you could do the X pre-order again, what would you do differently? I don't know what I would have done differently. It should be what should have Apple done differently. So yeah. Can you please tell how is the range on the Shure 215 wireless headphones? Does it work in a different room or closed door? I mean, it's Bluetooth 4.2, so it's not going to be necessarily longer than any other Bluetooth. Oh wait, does this show? It's a blue, so I don't know if it'll show. Yeah, it still shows. Okay. But this is, again, these are the best earbud headphones, wireless headphones I've ever used. The audio quality is amazing. Every one of my friends that are audiophiles tried them out and they're like, dude, these are freaking awesome. So people with better ear sensing than me has agreed with me. These are the best earphones if you just want sound quality. Best I've ever used by far. Why do we want our Android phones to be so much like Apple phones? I don't want my Android phone to be like an Apple phone. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Slick deals is the truth. Absolutely. Continued about the Shure headphones. Also, it doesn't work when you're in a different rooms with pipes like a bathroom. And I wouldn't sleep with them. I don't know if they're, I mean, they're pretty comfortable, but I still can't sleep with anything. Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, it's not going to be like far better than any other Bluetooth headphones in terms of distance. So if your Bluetooth headphones now, if they're 4.2, that's going to be about the same distance. The distance has not changed in technology of Bluetooth until Bluetooth 5.0, which has doubled it. So that's going to be where it's going to be a huge improvement. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. That's the fourth time. Let's see. Running processes, try and disabling individual processes. See if that helps with turning your phone on. Oh, yeah, there you go. Never heard of Slick Deals. I took a look. It's a pretty nice site. Oh, Ricky Jones. It's amazing. It's Slick Deals is the truth, like Quincy said. I bought a pair of wireless Bose headphones with the heart rate pulse. Do you think it's a good buy? I'm not sure which Bose those are. I mean, Bose headphones in general are good quality. I still give Bose the credit for having always a great quality sound. They might not always be the best, but they're always good or great. I mean, they're never bad by any means. So I don't know those. Heart rates in your ear, though, I mean, I think they're as good as the one on your wrist. It's not any better than the one on the wrist, I would say. Your chest is still going to be the best area if you get like the legit heart rate monitors. Why are we hearing aspect ratio will be disappointing for the iPhone X? Because no apps have been made for it. If you remember, I talked about this, I think, last week. When the iPhone, I think it was 5 or 5S was the first one with a 16:9 aspect ratio instead of the old 4:3 ratio came out. It took about 6 months for all of the major apps to actually fill up the phone. They were still on the square look of the phone. That took forever to do it. That's why I do think Samsung was really good at allowing users to force any app to fit the 18:9 aspect ratio. And that's the same thing that's going to happen with the iPhone X. They have to fit this new aspect ratio, and until they do, they're going to be out of whack, basically. And again, the first, when this happened with the 5S or 5, whichever one was the first one, 16:9, the taller one, when that happened, that one, when it first went from 4 to I think 4.5 or 4.7, I know it's 4.7 now, but when it first went to 4.7, that was the phone that had, again, up to 6 months before all the major apps fell in line. The Note 8 or the iPhone X based on specs, which one wins for you? Well, the processor on the iPhone X is better than the Note 8, but the speed test is better on the Note 8 than the iPhone X. So which one? Overall, the Note 8 might win out with the camera from what we've seen with the because it's not really a different rear camera on the iPhone X and the iPhone 8 from what we can tell from specs. So therefore, the Note 8 would win against the camera for the iPhone X theoretically because it's the same camera as the iPhone 8, and the Note 8 beat the iPhone 8 in camera. So, camera would probably win, and battery life will win. So, yeah. Any thoughts on other tech YouTubers giving the Pixel a pass on ignoring or glossing over the negatives in order to not offend Pixel fanboys? Look, I'm not sure. So here's the thing. I will say this. To begin with, some of these reviewers get the phone for a week, and they have to do a review in that week. They are obligated to do a review, and other YouTubers very different from me in terms of they like to make sure that there's lots of B-roll and it looks awesome and, you know, it looks beautiful and, man, look at this shot with the phone going like this. And that takes time. Also, the editing to put that all together takes time. Now, sometimes they have people on their staff to do that, but think about that. A week's time of review turns into, say if you had 7 days, right? You're probably only using the phone for 3 days, shooting your B-roll for 2 days, and then editing for another 2 days. So really you only got 3 days with the phone, so they might have not noticed all the issues with the Pixel, to be fair to them. So that is one possibility. Some possibility, yeah, they just might have been, you know, catering to Google a little bit. How you can differentiate all the reviewers, I'll leave that up to you. I have no issues with any YouTuber, so I don't know, but these are all possibilities. Speaking of backgrounds, can you do a Halloween one? Well, if I would have done a Halloween one, it would have been for this episode. You have given me an idea, though. After Thanksgiving, I will find a Christmas background for Christmas, so I will do that. What is the most features you're excited about with the iPhone X? The most feature excited about the iPhone X easily is going to be the face unlock. There is no other feature that's wow, to be honest. I mean, there's no other feature. Selfie portrait mode, I've had that for a while. Not interested in that. OLED, had that for a while. 18:9 aspect ratio, had that for a while. I had the iPhone 8 Plus, so there's no new feature besides those. Thanks for turning on my Echo. Oh, sorry, I just turned on someone's Echo. Oh, hey, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Not too many this time, though. In your opinion, what would you say is the best portable hard drive company? Thanks for all your videos. It's hard to argue against the Samsung T series. And I don't get portable hard drives anymore. I only get portable solid states. Just because they've gotten a lot cheaper. Now, granted, if you're using if you want 4 terabytes portable or 2 terabytes portable, then you still want to get a hard drive and probably Seagate or Western Digital. I don't care either one, to be honest. But I would just get solid states. The Samsung T5 is amazing. And the T3 was really good. We tested that one out. But the T5 just made it a Type-C connection, which is worlds better. So, yeah. When should I stop accepting updates on the S8 Plus? After 2 years? I would say after a year. After a year, I would not update my S8 Plus. Anything but Seagate? Yeah, some people... I have a friend that will never buy a Seagate hard drive again. And it's because 3 have failed on him. Understandable. I've had Seagate hard drives not fail on me. I've had Western Digitals that have not failed on me. You know, I've had both fail on me, actually, too. So it's just... I think it's a luck of the draw kind of thing. Yeah, solid state is Samsung, no, without a doubt, in my opinion. Lacey is another one too. After using the Note 8 for the past month or so, the Infinity Display is such a beautiful part of the daily phone. Using any type of notch would be intrusive and bother me greatly. I understand. Should I keep services on Nova Launcher or keep them disabled? I use most of the services on Nova Launcher, but it's up to you. I mean, it's up to you. will you do a rundown on all stock Samsung apps? Probably not. Yeah, I just would wonder what apps, like I go through some of the apps on my hidden features videos and best features videos, so I don't know what left I would really talk about, I guess. I have a question on the Note 5. Still good phone to use. It's carrier unlocked and rooted. Yeah, it's a good phone. The Note 5 is still a good phone, absolutely. My Note 8 had only one crash within my use. There was a very high pitch or buzzing noise attempted to call and crash. Do you think that worried about it? I mean, the buzzing noise is kind of weird. If that would ever happen again, I would return it. Or, you know, do a warranty service. You can use something called Samsung Plus. It's Samsung and then the plus symbol. And talk to a Samsung technician and see if they can see if it's anything software related or if it is hardware related. Since you don't use Bixby, do you use Google Assistant or don't use any voice assistants? I do use Google Assistant on a daily basis. Reminders is one of the biggest things I use Google Assistant for, but I do ask it questions too. And I use Google Assistant for all of my smart home tech. I mean, I use it, you know, hey, no, actually I'm not going to do it. But I could have it turn off my lighting right here, right now, and it'll go dark. You know, I can do all these kind of things. So yeah. Will the Note 5 get an OS update? Yes, most likely the Note 5 will get an OS update, but I wouldn't update it. Updating my Note 5, I am torn between the Note 8 and the V30. Audio file here, video, wide angle lens, screen meh. Note 8. Yeah, it's up to you. If you're an audiophile, it's hard to deny the V30, although the Note 8 has a really good DAC compared to last year, but it's just not as good as the V30. So yeah. I don't think there's an official Android update for my tablet, and still on KitKat 4.42, Samsung SMT520 suggestion on this. There are unofficial ones, but I don't think there's an official date. What tablet is this? SMT520. Oh, the Galaxy Tab Pro. No, you should never update that. You should never update that. If you update that, your tablet will be screwed. That's a fine tablet. Leave it on 4.1. KitKat was awesome. You don't want, let's see, what would that be? Lollipop, right? It was Lollipop after that. You don't want that. When is the Galaxy Note 5 update? You don't want it. Have you still not heard anything about the Gear S4? No. What is the best smartphone in the world right now, Rick? Right now? Okay, the iPhone X isn't out right now, so it would be down between these two. Find out this week. You should get a questions coming shot glass. Whoa, the questions are coming. Questions are coming. Expand. Would love to hear your thoughts on games, specifically PC. Do you like Destiny 2, by the way? I do like Destiny 2. Great improvement to Destiny 1, although it still has its faults. Are you watching the World Series? It's bananas. It is bananas. I'm obviously not watching today, but yeah, I have been watching here and there. Do you think the iPhone X is worth $100 over? It's not $100 over. It's over 100 and no, it's almost $200 over the. Yeah, no wait. I'm really confused. What is iPhone 8? iPhone 8 Plus is how much money? Okay, well I can't trust Best Buy. Did you guys see my post or see anyone's post that Best Buy is going to charge people $100 more for the iPhone X just because? Just because. Just assholes. Okay, so yeah, no. iPhone X is $200 more. $200 more than the iPhone 8 Plus. Is it worth it? In my opinion, probably not. But we'll get to that in a future video. What are your thoughts on the Gear Icon X 2018? I have not got them so far, although I'm thinking about getting them and giving them away for the November giveaway, so that is a possibility. Although it more likely will be a possibility for the December giveaway by the time I get to test them out, because we're going to review some smartphones next month, and some really inexpensive ones, and one that is absolutely amazing. It was the iPhone 5, so it was the iPhone 5 that went to the widescreen first. Evening, Ricky. Found the always-on display for Edge screen on the Note 8. Pretty sad since it's awesome that the Note Edge. Decent on the 7. Hope developers figure out how to bring it back. Yeah, it's a possibility. Do you accept the Apple Watch as a real watch? Yeah, I would. Can you understand why Apple is the biggest watch manufacturer? In my opinion, the Apple Watch should not count as a watch. Well, here's the thing. They are the biggest watch manufacturer because fitness ones aren't counted as watches, and the ones that are, like the Iconic from Fitbit, don't sell as much either. So, why? So can I understand why Apple? Yeah, Apple is a big brand, and people wanted to buy a watch to go along with their phone. It was the trendy thing to do. So yeah. Yes, Nova launches its connected internet all time. That's why I disabled running services. Oh, okay. I mean, I have services running for Nova, but it's up to you. I like quick setting commands for Bixby. It works really good. We went over that in our 10 best features of Bixby. Do you think the iPhone X will be better than the Note 8? Hard to say. I wouldn't say so much better though. Are you a member of the Green Lanterns? I am. And for those of you who don't know, this ring is actually very special because it's also my wedding ring. Yes, my wife picked out this as my wedding ring. Did not let me see it until the wedding. So I definitely picked the right one. iPhone X will take so long to be able to get into stores. Do you think it would be better to wait till the next iPhone? Hopefully the fingerprint scanner will be inside the display. That is one of the reasons why I wouldn't necessarily get it over the iPhone 8 Plus for the $200 difference. And again, that'll be in a video. Great vids, by the way. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Appreciate it. Do you think technology that... Oh, sorry. Do you think the technology world will truly revolutionize if Google and Apple merge? I couldn't imagine a world where that happens. Hey, Google, stop. I couldn't imagine a world like that, to be honest. That would be the... It would never be allowed. It would never be allowed. No one would agree to that. It would be too big of a monopoly. It would never be allowed. Ever. Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, Apple would have a hard time buying any company that's that big. Even... Like, they might be able to buy an HTC, but they cannot buy, like, a Huawei. They cannot buy it. Too big. It would be canceled immediately by regulations. So yeah, no, it wouldn't be a lot of things. I just bought the 128 iPhone 8 Plus for a family member. Do you think I should have pre-ordered the iPhone X instead? iPhone 8 Plus is around the same cost. Yes, but you're getting a much bigger storage compared to what you would have gotten the iPhone X. So keep that in mind. Do I think you should have bought them? Well, it depends on the person. Do they want more storage, or do they want Face ID? And are they ready to be okay without a fingerprint scanner? Because some people aren't okay with that, so it depends. Which do you prefer between the iPhone X and the Note 8? I don't have the iPhone X, so I can't say. Do you use smart furniture like wireless charging? Any recommendations? I do not use not light stands. Table wireless chargers. I do not. I use wireless chargers like this all the time, but no, I do not use other ones like that. Dope wedding ring. I thought I was tripping. Yep, nope, you got it right. A lot of people mention it in the videos too. If Apple and Google merge, black hole will open up. Yeah, for all your money. For all the world's money, actually. I was thinking of becoming a patron and donating a large amount at first. Is there a way to donate a large amount and switch to a smaller amount after the month? Yeah, you can just make your donation the first month, and then when it takes it out, you can switch to a smaller one, and that will up your odds for that month's giveaway. So yeah, you can. It's just not automatic. Like, you have to remember to do it. You can set a reminder on your phone. My friend wants to know if the Google Pixel 2 paired with the MacBook Pro is a good combo as a student. I think a Samsung would pair better, simply because with Samsung you have side sync, so that way you can do text messages from your phone on your computer and sync files that way too. I think that would be better in the most seamless way for a MacBook Pro, but Google Pixel 2 will work as well. You just have to use all Google services. What the right wife or the right ring? What is Green Lantern? So Green Lantern is a comic book character, and the biggest thing that's awesome that I've always loved about the Green Lantern ring is it is all about will. So the stronger your will, the more powerful the ring is. So it's all dependent on the user, and I've always loved that because I've always had a very strong belief that, you know, if you really push yourself, if you really have a strong will to get what you want in life, that you can achieve a lot. And so that mindset always kind of really stuck with me, and that's why the ring was perfect. Green is also my favorite color, so it's just a lot of things that it was the perfect ring. And plus, it's in the comic book or geek world, it's one of the only rings that can actually it's actually a powerful ring. Like, there's not many rings in the world that are of that nature. In comics, rather. Alright guys, we are at an hour and a half, and as all of you know, my wife cannot stream when I do these videos, so she'll probably be mad at me right now. Alright, but we will call that a show. Thank you guys as always for watching. Again, make sure you enter in our giveaway for the Super Nintendo Classic. I will leave that video in the link after this is live streamed. I will put it in the link afterwards. And again, if you do want to buy anything from our merch store, you can get 20% off today and tomorrow by typing in SWEET20 at the coupon code. Thank you guys always so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to give a like, thumbs up before you head out. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Video up there, and right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.